Okay, here we are. I am still trying to get a little bit set up. It's been kind of a wonky day. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and this is where we confront the patriarchal castle rules that we all grew up with, we all were taught to internalize, and we learn to make them irrelevant. Well, hi, Deronda's here. Hi, Deronda has the most amazing work that she's all about the joy. And as I say a lot on here, what you focus on increases. So it's not that you can push away the dark stuff. It's not that you can say, I'm never going to feel bad. It just, but if if you light that candle in the darkness, and that candle is more joyous instead of more, oh, I don't know, depressive, then you're cooking with gas. Then something really good is happening. So I'm still trying to get a little bit set up here. Like I said, today has been an intense day, and I am attempting to make things better, and I am. I spoke with a friend of mine who helped me, come down off the ceiling, and then I spoke to Deronda, and that's pretty awesome. So, what are we going to talk about today? What we're going to talk about today actually is the emotional overwhelm, because I like stuff to be real time. I like to share with people exactly what's going on and how to interrupt the patterns. So my pattern today was that I went to a new dentist, and the dentist, aw, thank you. Aw, I love you too. I think you're amazing too. So, yes. So, I went to the dentist today. I was told you're probably going to need like all kinds of dental surgery and all this kind of stuff. And it just really, really threw me. And I had to call a friend and go, you've gotta say, baby, you're gonna be okay, because I couldn't pull myself out of it. I just could not get to a place where I felt like I was gonna be okay. And I was panicking, which is not normal for me anymore. I used to live my whole life in panic. I don't anymore. So the fact that I was panicking was just not okay. And I called my friend Janice, and she talked to me about it, and she helped me. And I realized that what was really, really helpful about that was that it put what I call oxygen between me and the feeling. You have to be able to see the feeling. You have to be able to feel it, and you have to be able to witness it as not right up in your own face. Like if it's like this, you can't really see the details. Like if you put your hand up to your eyes, right against your eyes, you can't see anything, right? You can't really distinguish different things on your hand, but when you pull your hand away, suddenly you can see, oh, I've got, 5 fingers on this hand, 5 fingers on this hand. You can start to see what's really happening. Welcome, everybody. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and this is where we come to render the patriarchal castle rules that we have brought inside of us. We learn to render them irrelevant. You cannot push against all of the patriarchal rules, because then we make them stronger. So instead, we have to do something else. We have to pursue feeling better, just a little bit better, a little bit of relief even. And going small is the real deal. That's the real deal. Because part of the whole patriarchal thing that keeps us stuck is this idea that everything has to be huge. You have to leap a building, a tall building in a single bound. That whole idea. And that really screws us up, honestly. It is not the way that we should be going at all. Not at all. Why is that? Why is that the thing that keeps us really stuck? Well, it's part of the patriarchal, what I call patriarchal loops. When you are kept in a loop in the way you think, the way you feel, and the loop is all about keeping you small, and keeping you, oh dear, I'm not doing very well here, am I? When what it is you're thinking keeps you small, keeps you afraid, that kind of thing, then it's not a good deal. You're not in the right place. You're not in a place that generative for yourself, that is encouraging of yourself. You don't have to lie to yourself in order to be positive for yourself. And I don't mean think positive and let's pretend everything's great. No, that is not how transformation happens. We have to know where we're standing so that when we move from where we're standing, we know there was movement. I mean, that just makes sense. Because if you don't realize that you started in Phoenix, then when you end up in Cincinnati, you're not going to be that impressed. You're going to be like, so what? I'm in Cincinnati. But if you know you started in Phoenix and you had no idea that you had the kind of power you need to get there, oh, then you're really impressed. Welcome, everybody. So good to see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate all of you. Would you mind sharing this out? And also hitting the screen gives me lots of hearts, which gets me out to the FYP, which means that other people who feel like they're alone in looking at life in an alternative way, in a way that actually inspires instead of follows the old rules that don't work, it gives them the visual of, oh, there are other people here who are thinking like I am. And that's cool. There's an amazing young man out there who's got, I don't know what his physical malady is, but he can't speak. He can make sounds, but he can't speak. And he's the most amazing. He goes live all the time. And he has this amazing set of rules, like don't talk down to me. Don't, I'm very smart. I'm very creative. I'm this, I'm that. Don't talk down and don't think just because I've got whatever he's got, and people are on there all the time talking a blue streak and being fabulous. And I mean, this is what we need. This is what we need to focus on. The problem that we are having in the U.S., I'm going to speak about the U.S., although I know this goes throughout the world, but the U.S. is really screwing up. Like, let's be real about this. The U.S., the garbage, the orange nightmare, all of it. Like, what? Okay, and it's easy to focus on that. It is easy to get upset. It is easy to be disgusted, and we're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, the Trumpstein files, if you're not upset about that, something is wrong with you. You are not connected to your body. You're not connected to your feelings. Okay? It's as simple as that. It's not, oh my God, it's because of some trauma yet. No, you're not connected. Okay? When you are connected, this is what helps you. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. If you just focus on what's wrong, first of all, from an energetic perspective, you're pushing against something that it's just going to push back harder. So you're putting energy into your life, into your nervous system, into your brain, and into the world that is combative. It might seem subtle, but our energetic, our emotional set points, our general trending of how we feel, how we sort of approach things, what we think of in terms of, oh, I expect generally good, or I expect generally bad, or I expect only bad, or I expect only good. Whatever it is, we put that energy out into the world. And the energy that is the most profound, that always goes out, is the path of least resistance. This is how energy works. This is physics. It's actually physics. I hope my friend Paragon Shepherd gets here, because he's actually into physics and he knows what he's talking about on a deeper level than I do. And here comes Abigail. Yay. Hi, Abigail. Yeah, thank you. Do the heart thing. Yeah, if you just tap on the screen, it sends hearts, and that gets me out to the general whatchajiggy FYP. What a weird thing to call for you, Paige. I don't know. To me, that's weird, but okay. You made it. Me too. I was like 10 minutes late, so both of us. Whew. Thanks, sweetie. I'm glad you're here. Where to even begin? The way that you feel is more important than anything else that you could physically do. It is. The way that we feel is what rolls out the red carpet for the quality of our lives. And we don't realize that. Like, when I first heard that about 4 years ago, I had to listen over and over again from different perspectives in order to even begin to understand it. Like, Now, I don't mean I didn't understand the English. That's not the work that I do here. It's, can I emotionally, wholeheartedly take a truth that I hear that I go, yeah, can I absolutely be in alignment with it? Can I know it? Can I live it? Can I say, I get it? And then can I hold my feet to that warming fire, not burning fire, to that warming fire of living with greater joy, greater compassion towards me? Towards me. We've all been trained to be nice to people, everybody but us. And your energy will either clear your mind or cloud it. When I panicked today about the news that I'm probably going to have dental surgery unless I can do some healing work, which I'm going to do. Hi, Cher. I couldn't access my brain. I really could not access my clarity of thought at all. I just couldn't do it. I was just overwhelmed with a sense of cloudiness and panic, and I didn't even feel like me. And so, I took what I could do to get relief. I went and called my friend Janice. And we talked, and by the time we were done talking, I was out of the panic response enough that I could see, you know what, no matter what happens, I'm going to handle this like I do everything, which is one step at a time. One step at a time. It's all you've got. It's all you need to have. One step at a time. I just realized I'm not wearing any earrings. I think that's illegal on this channel. I love my glasses and my earrings. Now, I could take these hair pieces and put them on my ears, but I don't think that, well, it's not bad, actually. I got a pink one over here, but they hurt like hell to do this. It actually is kind of cool, but it hurts. So I'm taking them off. Oh, God, what a crazy woman. What is it that you struggle with? Because the struggle itself is what we have to stop. I mean, I read this decades ago in lots of different spiritual books. Stop the internal war. Stop the internal war. What does that even mean? How am I supposed to do that? So many things get in the way of that. And it's enough already. We're done. Aren't we done? We're done. Yeah. So let me show you. Hello, Wendy. So I am starting to create a merch page. Yep, shift that energy, baby. I'm with you. So this is a piece of my artwork, and I've started putting together a merch page. Cool, right? I happen to love my artwork. I get such a kick out of my artwork. And I just love that. So I'm putting it on t-shirts, and I'm putting it on mouse pads, and I'm putting it on, what do you call it? What do they call this thing? Stickers. I'm gonna buy some stickers for myself because I really like that piece of artwork. So, and the other thing I'm looking for that I'm working with Claude on is all of these different, all of the different t-shirt ideas that we've been coming up with on this channel. So I'm compiling, and it's going to be fun. It is fun. So, is everybody okay today, or is anybody okay today? Did I make the logo? You mean my Goodbye Good Girl logo? I don't think that's what you mean. You mean this piece? Do you mean this piece of artwork? Because if you mean this piece of artwork, yes, I did. Also, my logo. I made my logo too. Yeah. And my stuff is up on a number of sites that I didn't even remember I had access to, honestly. And then I was reintroduced to my own work. One of them is redbubble.com, and one of them is fineartamerica.com. You can get on these for free and put your own artwork up there. And then you get, if you have the time to market it, then you can, you get you get proceeds. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I have to slow the hell down. I am incredibly exhausted, but it's a different slowdown than I'm used to. It's not just do things slower, but I am now aware that I have to bring my awareness into me more. Respect where I am emotionally at each moment, like more moments. And that's good. That means I've made progress. It means I've made progress. So I like that. I don't like being exhausted. And I know it's from all the patriarchal castle rules. I know it is. It's from all of that conditioning of like, hurry, hurry, rush, rush, make it work, worry. That's the one I'm on to right now. The worry one. Like, oh, you've got to worry if you're going to get somewhere. And it's not that I spend every second consciously worrying. That's not what I mean. But we have emotional set points. And what's really cool is when we become aware of them and we go, oh, I'm feeling that even though I'm not like aligning with it deliberately, I'm still feeling that like, better hurry, better go. And so I now consider it more a mercy than a problem when I read myself having a patriarchal loop. Now it's like, okay, this is great. Let me soften around it. So softening is now just the thing. That's what I'm focused on now, is let me just soften and let stuff come out of this. Let things happen. And it happened today when I was, talking to my friend and she was helping me not lose my mind. And so I felt I was, at the same time we were talking, I was softening and softening, and I went, and it popped in. Oh, I know why this panicked me. It felt like all of my control being taken away. This news that I was going to have some kind of dental surgery if I don't get the healing going on my own. It felt like when I went broke and homeless. It felt like everything had been taken, all the ground had been taken away from underneath me. And so to me, this is absolute proof of what I've already discovered to be medically true, as a medical truth, not Lori's medical truth, but medical truth, which is that emotion starts in the body and then the mind translates it. Vocalist, hi babe, I hope you're well. So all of these years where people would say to me, well, what were you thinking when you got so depressed? Because it came from your mind. And I'd be like, it really didn't. I have no idea what I was thinking. But I'm not aware. It's just a feeling. And then I go right into it. And they were like, no, it's not that. It is that way. I did some research with Claude.ai, and that's exactly what the science shows. It is not mind first. It is not thoughts become things. It's feelings translate into thoughts. And then we glom onto the thoughts and we try to shift them, heal them, oppose them, wrestle them to the ground. And that's exactly Paragon. Hi, honey. And that's exactly the wrong thing to do if we want it to lessen in impact. If you want it to lessen in impact, you do not want to focus on it without the leavening of also bringing some softness and gentleness in. You've got to bring some softness and gentleness in, or you're just magnifying the darkness. I say it often, it's physics and metaphysics. What you resist persists. You've probably heard that. And no big surprise, because of the way we've been enculturated. We're like, but thank you, my love. Thank you, vocalist. Yeah, but we get stuck with that because we're like, well, what I resist persists, but then what am I supposed to do to get rid of it, right? And that's its own prison. So let me give you the key out. What do I have to do to get rid of it? You can't get rid of it. You can render it weak. You can render it collapsible. And then the energy that is your real self comes in and does the work for you. It does. All the language that we use that is based in what I call the patriarchal castle is very self-punishing, and it asks us to do a job that is not ours to do. So when we say, I have to break this pattern, you cannot. You of yourself. You've heard, I of myself can do nothing. It doesn't mean you can't do anything. It means that it's not just your mind. It's not just your intellect. It's not just your will. It's also how you feel, what the energy is, the attitude you're giving to yourself. Are you being kind to you? Are you softening a little bit? Or are you beating the snot out of yourself? And I know a lot about beating the snot out of yourself. I was the queen. And I don't say that with pride because it hurt. I'm just telling you, if you're feeling that, you are not alone. You're not alone. And if you are a good depressive like I was, then you believed that there was really no control, no power, no impact that you have on those feelings. You just have to wait for them to shift. Or maybe you use television or movies or sex or drink or drugs to shift how you feel. And there's a whole different way that doesn't include any of that stuff. It does. You can use those. But there's a really, really, really strong way for you to shift your entire existence. But you have to stay awake to do it. You have to be determined to enact the things that you know about spirituality and make them real for you. If you know or suspect that it's true, hey Terry, if you suspect that it's true, that your only safety and security is not in the outside world, but somewhere having to do with yourself, then the work, the play, the investigation, the curiosity is, how do I do that? Because we are the undiscovered country. Tag, we're it. We are the undiscovered country. And we're just waiting for ourselves. We're just waiting for ourselves. We are fascinating. We are beautiful. We are stunning. We are shockingly amazing. And we don't have a clue. And it doesn't mean that that's something you've done wrong. We've been enculturated to not look at 90% of our consciousness. We've been taught to look at the intellect. This is what the entire age of Pisces was about. It was about, how far can the mind take us? Well, we found out. It took us a really good distance, but now it needs the feminine. So, I'm sorry, but you can't just do intellect. You also have to do intuition and creativity and questions and communal group mind and things like that. You can't just do strategy and goal and get as far as you want. You can't. We always need balance. We've been investigating as a human species over tens, hundreds of thousands of years. We've been developing as a species. And now that we're in another evolutionary cycle right now, life looks like it is completely bat spit crazy. And it is. It is. And I have to remind myself a number of times a day that of what I know, of what I experientially know. But it's hard to hold on to when you're looking outside of yourself and seeing the world go to crap. It's difficult to go, yes, I know that this is proof that the light has been coming in really strongly and that we are we're breaking through the old, and the old is just in the death throes, and that's why it's so bizarre. I mean, it's one thing to know that and have a corner of experience on understanding that energy really is as strong as I know it is because I've experienced it. But I don't have this much of that. I have this much of that. And I'm working on it. So every day I'm growing it, right? Meanwhile, the noise from outside is unbelievable. It's heartbreaking. It's terrifying. You gotta be real about where you stand. What you don't have to do is plant your flag in it. You do not have to plant your feet in it like concrete. You have to become aware of how it feels and then stop swimming in it. Start swimming in some other things as well. It's almost too easy. Nope, not. It's almost too simple. It's not easy. The hard part about it is daring to say, let me try living a different way a little bit. Let me be disappointed enough with the old rules that I'm like, let me try something different because this sucks. This way of living, no, I'm not down with this. This isn't helping me. It is not working for me. I am striving and getting frickin' nowhere. The return on investment of my effort is crap. And I'm making a choice here to believe that it's not me. It's not that I'm stupid. It's not that I can't. That's not the deal. People who are unbelievably stupid are so successful financially. It's not about smarts. It is not. So I'm choosing to know that and to know something else is going on here. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than what I know. It's bigger than that game of strive, and maybe you'll get some reward. You strive all you want, but that's not what's going to reward you. You're out of alignment when you're doing that. When all you're doing, when you're 100% striving, and you're not in a balance of strive and allow, when you're not doing inspired action and you're just doing action, you're going to look like I look right now, exhausted. My work right now in my life every day is softening to my programmed sense of hurry, got to make sure it works. Better worry, because if I worry, that'll stop the bad stuff from coming. None of that's true, but my body doesn't know it. My internal sense, my fascia, which runs under our entire body, it doesn't know it. It needs to experience something different. This is what the 1% solution that I teach is about. You have to experience something different to believe something different. And then you have to understand that you are the boss of you. You are the boss of that shift. And you can take it in any way you want. But first you have to challenge yourself to try that out in some way, to say, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna become aware of what I feel. I'm gonna become aware of it, not just in terms of labeling it, I feel X, I feel Y, but what am I feeling in my body? I'm feeling tension in my shoulders, I'm feeling a little pain in my heart area, I'm feeling stress. I'm feeling like all of my torso, all the way to my back, is feeling like this in my muscles. And then don't fight it. Don't say, I gotta fix me. You don't have to fix you. You can't fix you. But when you bring the feminine in, when you bring in compassion, allowing, the art of allowing, gentleness, slowing down, changing the nature of how you live with you. Now your life is going to change in ways that you don't have to police. It's very, very, very true. You can either spend the rest of your life looking at every single belief that your mind can come up with Oh my God, is that Ollie? Is that Ollie from Ripley? That would be cool if it was. Either way, hi Ollie. Our healing is in the oh my God, I'm so glad to have you here. Hi honey. I'm fabulous. I'm really tired, so I look it, but I'm really good. Yeah, just I'm just sitting here talking about how in order to really, instead of healing, where we think of healing as oh my God, the astrology that's going on in our world right now is challenging me to it's challenging me to soften because I know that that's the way. It's not about fighting anymore. That's a lot is going on. Oh my God. So I'm using it for my best. And that's what we should all be doing, I feel. I mean, like, that's the way to really confront challenge is to say, okay, this is not actually, I don't want to say that. This is not actually the divine spitting on me. You know, that's not how that's framed. That's not the deal. It's, this is change knocking on my door from the inside, and I want to meet it with an openness and an understanding and a curiosity and all of the emotions, the confusion, the grief, the rage, the wonder, all of it, and give myself that oxygen between me and it. That's all you need is that much, me and it, so it can tell me what's going on, what's happening. And I was saying earlier, that's what happened today. I had a freak out over a dental appointment, and I was so in the panic, I was just pushing, pushing, pushing. And then, with the help of a friend, I got out of the survival mode and I could give myself that oxygen. And I received the message that, oh, I know why it panicked me. It reminded me of that time in my life when I was completely without any of the knowledge that I have now, without any of the understanding of emotional vibrations, emotional set points, how we truly have the personal agency to shift our lives in so many ways by doing so little. We have to go little. If you want to go big, you're going to have to go little. That's what you have to do. Because the little is like, think of it as energy compacted, right? Energy is just really tightly compacted and it's just going to go. But if you've got this huge ass balloon, man, you have to fill that thing forever. It's too much. That's the whole someday I will heal. Instead, practice the healed one you already are. Practice feeling the love you already understand how it feels. Practice the compassion. Just dare to do it a little bit for yourself. This much, though. Don't go crazy, because you'll miss the boat. The minute you try to jump too far, you've fallen into water. You know I'm right. You know you've been there. You have felt it. You've done it. Oh, I'm gonna run really fast, and I'm gonna beat the heck out of myself. I'm gonna get there. Ah, got wet again. And then you blame yourself, but it's not your fault. You didn't know that you were supposed to bring in the feminine. You didn't know you were supposed to bring in the compassion for you. You didn't know you were supposed to breathe out as well as breathing in. You didn't know. You didn't know. Now you know. So dare to give yourself some time off. And I'm talking a few minutes. Dare to sit back and go, okay, wait. I'm gonna actually do something that nurtures me. Really? You can't do that. You have to get this thing done and that thing done. That thing is going to get you done if you don't sit the F down and take some time and give yourself some kindness and some care. And I know it takes work to do it. But it's not work like, I don't know, finishing a book. It's not like that. It's about softening. And it sounds ridiculous. It's like, but that's not enough doing to get me where I want to go. That's not going to work. That's not, I'm trying to get somewhere amazing. Well, you're only going to get there if you keep taking baby steps. You're never going to get there if you try to jump the Grand Canyon. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Or if you do somehow manage to jump the Grand Canyon, everything that you missed by not shimmying down the side and taking the long walk across the bottom and then climbing up through everything that you missed leaves you hollow. So when you have jumped to the other side, you're like, but this doesn't feel like I wanted it to. Exactly. I am so fortunate. I hate to admit this, but I am so fortunate that in all the years I tried to be a successful professional actor, that I didn't make it to be a Julia Roberts or something. I would have been toast. I would have been toast. It would have demanded too much of me staying outside of myself. Because that world is just so, it feeds on the internal life of great actors. And has no idea of what it's mining. It thinks it's mining gold shekels. No, it's mining authenticity. And the actors, we are so desiring of living our authenticity and sharing what we're passionate about, which is realness, through these characters, that we'll do it. We'll do it. Now I do it through public speaking. I do it through this. I do it through, I mean, if anybody knows an event planner, please tell them I'm out here. I'm always open for speaking engagements, for women leaders especially, because we've got to get out of the patriarchal stuff. It's so embedded in our language, in our bodies, in our expectations. Even just saying what I mentioned before, even just saying I have to break this pattern, I have to stop doing that. That one's so interesting to me. I have to stop doing. You know what that's like? That's like you're the mean parent to yourself. Stop doing that. Has that ever made you stop and left you with any sense of comfort and security and love? No. Were you told to to stop doing things so that you wouldn't kill yourself? Yes. Like, don't cross against the light. Okay, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Great. But what you didn't need was them going, don't cross against the light. Because that carries the message of you're a freaking idiot. And you get it on the inner. You get it. And then you get set in it. You're like, oh, this is normalcy. No, it isn't. It's an energy. It's not normalcy. It is not. It might be normal for your parents who taught you, but it's not normalcy with a capital N. It's a feeling. It's a groove in the brain. It's a nervous system setting. And that is why when we try to do affirmations, or we try to say, well, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm going to make that New Year's Eve resolution. It doesn't work for crap. It does not work, because you're not touching the area, the part of your being that actually is in charge of where you go, what you do, and the choices you make. And that is your emotional set points. Your nervous system, the grooves in your brain, what you anticipate, like, oh, this is going to suck. Well, then it probably will. To some degree or other, it's going to suck for you. Every once in a while, it'll surprise you, right? Every once in a while, you'll be like, oh, that didn't suck. That's pretty cool. But how much cooler is it if you can go, I've decided that even though I hate that, I think that experience is probably going to suck, I'm going to find a way to get something out of it or put something into it that is going to change the nature of the suckiness, so that it's not pure misery. I get something out of it. Oh my God, that is a different game, you guys. That is the game that we're playing now in the age of Aquarius. We're playing the game of, how can I transmute without lying to myself, without tethering my camel to suffering, and understanding that I have the power. That's the question that I love the most, I guess. You're not a victim to your life. You've been taught that you're a victim to your life. And if you feel like one, I do too, a lot of the time. But I've learned how to disentangle myself from that, how to challenge that, how to recognize when I've taken a step forward and gone, oh, I'm not actually. Miss Red is here. Hi, babe. I've learned how to shift, not push it away, not crap all over myself for having the thought, the feeling, the setting, whatever. I understand that it's not about me being right or wrong, good or bad. And this is true for you too. It's not about that. It's, are you in alignment or are you not in alignment with your best self? The self that can pull you forward so quickly that you're like, how did I get here? How did this happen? That's what you want. You want the express train. I know you do. But you've been sold a bill of goods about where to catch that express train. You've been sold a bill of goods. So have I. You were told, here, the express train is if you work yourself to death and you put yourself last, if at all, and you put everybody else first and you work and you think, you use your mind and you never pay attention to your emotions or your intuition and you just get practical and you just set a goal and just don't stop till you get there. That is the worst freaking advice anybody could almost ever give you. It's the worst. You know why? It's not balanced. I like hard work, but fortunately, I've been working on the balance part enough that I am less and less and less interested in even my own settings when I'm going, pedal to the metal. I'm like, screw pedal to the metal. There's another way. There's got to be another. And there's always another way. At least one. And usually way more than one. It's amazing. My friend Duranda is helping me launch something for my business. I didn't know she would be able to help me. I didn't go looking for anybody. I was just talking with her one day, and we hadn't talked in months. She got in touch. Let's get caught up. Okay, great. We get caught up. I'm like, here's what's going on. I really need help with all of this social media stuff, and it's not just posting. It's like I need like somebody who can be a brain partner in this, like who can help me, who's also really good with tech. And she's like, that's me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what now? She's like, that's me. I said, well, I can only pay you X amount of dollars, but I'd like to hire you for a month. And she went, done. And it's perfect. But I didn't use my mind for that. I didn't go, I've got to strategize how to get the right person. I thought about doing that for, half a second. Thank you, Red. Thanks for the roses, honey. I thought about it for half a second. I was like, okay, how am I going to go? And then I'm like, that just exhausts me. Now, I've always really, really admired and been jealous of those people who go, I just didn't want to do it, so I didn't. Because for me, it was always like, I don't want to do it, but I'm supposed to. I don't want to do it, but I think I'm supposed to. No, but I don't want to, but you're supposed. It was always a tug of war. And I was always impressed by these people who go like, well, I just decided I wasn't going to do that anymore because I didn't want to. And I'm like, that's all it was for you? You just didn't want to? Now I'm learning that. You can learn that. You have to practice that. Does it feel completely weird? Yeah. If you've never done it in your life, then duh. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means you have to keep doing it and seeing what it does for you. You have to be Sherlock Holmes for yourself. You've got to investigate what sets you free. Stop playing by the patriarchal rules of run, so you can get the brass ring. Run, so you can get all the money. Run, so you can get all the security. Run. And then you can relax. Bullshit. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to find your healing in the moment that you remember, wait a minute, the way I'm hearing myself approach this is making me tense. And that tension is telling me something. Let me sit in the quiet with the sensation, not the judgment of it, just the sensation, and see if I can't maybe take a breath, maybe soften internally and receive, sit in the silence and see what comes through. See what happens. And then watch the shift in how you feel. Watch the shift. And that shift, as little as it may seem, has just transformed your life in this way. I love this example. Somebody said it to me years ago and I loved it. You're a ship, you're a sailboat, and you're used to going this way. And you've always been going this way. You're very accustomed to going this way. And you're like, well, it may not be the best way altogether, but I can get a few things that are good over here once in a while, and a few things over here that are good once in a while, and then there's a whole lot of crap, but I'm used to going this way. If you set your sails, let's say you split into two boats, two alternate realities, right? Or two realities. And this one, you're going to set it, your ship, or your sails, you're going to set them on this boat at 1 degree different. So for a while, it's going to look like you're still really close together, right? But as you keep going, as you get further down the line, you are starting to lose sight of each other. You're on a whole different trajectory, aren't you? A completely different trajectory. And the more you go, the more you will experience, the more you will see it. My understanding, that's not the right word, my perspective on the world right now is it's batshit crazy. It's all energy. I am sticking with my best energies. Because I know that when I do that, I am helping me. I'm helping the people around me without having to do something. And I'm helping the world. Because that's how energy works. Not me. It's not my ego doing this stuff. This is energy. This is when you feel, thank you, Red, thank you. She goes, yes, it is. When you feel better, you do better. Do you want the world to be better? Then feel better. Not feel great every minute. That's more of the patriarchal loops. Quick, be perfect. Don't you even try. This is a fool's errand. You are already fabulous the way you are. You just haven't figured it out yet, probably. We were taught to ignore our magnificence. What can we do? We can practice recognizing it. That's what we can do. That's what we can do. Not convincing ourselves, but being honestly amazed at when we are doing something that has made a difference. You're not looking for big differences. When you do get them, that's a lot of fun. Right? When I get that call from George Clooney, that's going to be a lot of fun. We'd like you in Hollywood to be in our film, me and Robert Downey Jr. I'll be right there. That's going to be a ton of fun. But it's not going to come because I was like, I got to figure out a way to meet them. I got to do this. It's not, it's just, thank you, Red, for the laughter. It's not that. It's the more I move into just letting myself have a good freaking day, a better freaking moment. That's what builds. That's what brings in and attracts the energies that talk with us. Oh my God, I can't tell you how ridiculous it is the way we've been living. I mean, we have been living against ourselves through the entire age of Pisces. The entire 14,000 years? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We wanted to do that, I guess, in our human evolution. We wanted to see how far our mind alone could bring us. Well, that's done. You got to be kind, a little warm, a little relieving, a little gentle, a little, not a lot, because a lot will freak you out because you're like, I don't deserve all that. Right? That's that patriarchal programming. So you have to sneak around it. Those patriarchal guards that are installed in you, they're you standing at the exit doors going, I can't let you out. I'm afraid you can't go. No, you must be better in order to be healed. You must be further along. Anything limiting is the guard at the door. And the only thing that the guard at the door cannot see. Oh, I'm writing all about this, Red. Thank you very much for appreciating it. Yeah, I'm going to be making a movie and everything about this. The only thing that that your guards can't see is your emotion, your intuition. It cannot be regulated. Sure, you can be impacted by people outside of you. People can scare the hell out of you. People can be really awful to you. I get it. But I'm talking about if you feel a certain feeling and you're feeling really, really awful, you have the built-in power to give yourself the relief or the compassion or the softening that brings in the balance of the feminine that we have been taught for millennia we're not supposed to pay attention to. Oh, that stuff's weakness. You know why they said that? Because the opposite is true. You've seen it in the whole orange nightmares thing. Everything that the entire political stuff says about it on that, I can't even call it that side, but the people who are running with the orange craziness, everything that they say, oh, you're doing that, it's what they're doing. It's absolute projection. I don't know about the oracles, Ariel, but now I'm going to have to check out the Never Ending Story because I don't think I've ever seen it. Understand how the patriarchal castle works, what the rules are that are on the wall that you've been trained to stare at without blinking. And please blink, because there are some other rules over here that are coming into view, into focus. All the things that they were over here going, don't look at that, don't look at that, don't look at that. They're more and more insistent. Instead of, I have to try to be perfect, I have to try to beat up on myself, because if I don't beat up on myself, I won't get anywhere. Oh my God. Anything that feels like it hurts you, it limits you, anything that feels like it is pushing you to do that sort of, that thing with yourself, you're out of balance. You understand? You need balance. You're not going to stay in the loop by going, well, let me push that out, because you're just continuing the fight. You're just continuing the castle rules. Thou shalt fight. You know why? Because if thou shalt fight, you will never escape. You will never escape. If you want to actually make the patriarchal castle walls and the tower in which you've been placed completely irrelevant from time to time and more, and realizing it never did have any power over you, actually in real truth, you want to practice your emotional flow. You want to practice being aware of how you feel and making that the most important thing. Does that mean nothing else is important? Of course it doesn't. But when you feel better, you do better. When you're panicked, like I was this afternoon, you can't access your prefrontal cortex. You cannot think clearly. I could not think. For a good 3 hours, I was gone today. And I called a friend and I said, I am completely terrified and freaked out right now. And in talking with her, I was able to calm down enough so that I've done this before, so that instead of holding the matter right here up at my face, where it felt like it was my whole reality, like, oh my God, I'm in it. I was able to do this and go, oh, right, okay. This still sucks, but at least it's not everything. It's this big. I can take this a little bit at a time. I'll survive just fine. Thank you very much. Do you see how big that tiny difference is? Do you understand how that I once upon a time in my life, for a long once upon a time in my life, I would live in that panic for years. I would work with it by drinking wine or eating chocolate and Doritos and diet soda, which was my favorite triumvirate. Congratulations, Red. It's a really, really, really big deal because it's tiny. It's hard for us to see because we've been enculturated to the big. The big has no power. It has no power. It's born of the small. Everything's born of the small. Right? How big were you when you became a seed, an impregnated seed growing in your mother's womb? You were not big. And you just were in that energy, and the energy grew you. You grew. Yes, the small steps are the most powerful. The patriarchy does not want you to see that. They do not want you, and I say they, I mean anybody who's in control externally, and all of this stuff inside of us. We've internalized the patriarchal castle. We have to recognize it if we want to be interrupting its patterns in real time. You can do a million other things to walk into being more of your balanced and loving and ecstatic and crazy ass self. You can. There's a million things out there. And honestly, everyone needs something different at different times, which is great because there's so much out there. But if you're not basing it within yourself, if you're not able to judge not just on what you think you're supposed to think or think what you're supposed to feel, but feel what you frickin' feel with all of its conflicts. Sit down, pull the committee, your internal committee members into the round table and sit and go, wow, what the hell's going on? Well, I like it. Well, I think it's crap. Well, I'm confused. Have a conversation. Let it be fun. Let it be wackadoo. Let it not mean anything about you other than you're finally having a relationship with yourself. You're learning how to have a relationship with yourself. Because generally we don't. And I speak from very personal experience. When I was 11, my family fell apart. My mother got sick with cancer, and that was the end of any kind of feeling of security and coherence and sanity, honestly. I came in very centered. The minute that happened, I was done. I was all focused on her. None, Lori, never mind about Lori. How's my mom? How's my mom? How's my mom? And then I built my growing up on that external place. This is what we do. It's what we're supposed to do. By the way, this is part of the dance of growing in our consciousness. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just what's wrong is that nobody told us this stuff. Nobody told us, hey, this is just a part of the journey. This is just the beginning. This is the awakening of the Kundalini energy that is going to awaken you to the fact that, oh, holy shit, I'm on Earth and I'm outside of myself. I'm naked, meaning I'm not in here. I'm not really wearing me. Me is wearing me. Let me see what they think. Let me see what they want. Am I appropriate? Am I lovable? Am I sexy enough? Am I thin enough? Am I white enough? Am I black enough? Am I whatever enough? Rich enough? I mean, whatever. And it's all there. Time to come home, y'all. Your divine mother, that's not me. I'm not saying anything about me, but the divine mother is calling us all inside. It's time to come home for dinner. I like what Abraham says about you can never get it right and you can never get it done. That is now a very comforting statement for me. Anything that takes me off of the hook of perfectionism, I'm all for it now. Can't get it done? Well, then let me just have some fun while I'm doing this stuff that I'm doing. Let me enjoy it, because I have no idea if I'll be here tomorrow to finish it. So I'd better at least be enjoying it. I've believed for so long that when our energy is really free and when we're totally aligned with our joy, everything forms around us that we want. The external energy comes and it marries with our energy of whoopee, and of our least resistance, our allowing, and everything goes better because I've experienced it, and so have you. Oh, I had such a good day. I woke up feeling so great, and then this great thing happened, and then this other great thing happened, this other great thing happened. It wasn't just coincidence. It was you. Your energy was open. You could let in stuff that was perfect for you. And what you call God or the universe or energy, I don't care what you call it. It knows. It knows what shape to take when you are open. Yes, when you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Thank you, Ariel. That musical break was brought to you by Ariel Nichols. When you feel better, everything is better. It's not God smiling on you in one moment. God's always smiling on your ass. God doesn't care what you do. Seriously. Because God is pure, positive, loving energy. It just is. It's not a guy with a book going, I like her, but I don't like him. That's a childish way to look at what the divine is. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Let yourself know that that is ridiculous. They taught us this in one way or another. All of us, even if we were not in the Christian religion or Catholic religion, and we still got the download. Because we're in a patriarchal castle. It's very complete, but it is not made out of concrete. And you don't know that, but you can. And you can deepen in your knowing. It's not like, oh, good, I've got it. Now I can go and maybe, but my experience and my feeling about this is it has become my whole approach to my life. I have fewer arguments with myself now about, oh, that's the wrong thing to do, or I shouldn't say it. If it feels right, I'm willing to do it or say it. Not without any thought, not like a dumbass, not going, I don't care what you feel. I don't mean that. But I'm not so busy policing myself that I can't get the damn words out. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to go into myself like I used to try. I have to go in here and excavate, get all the crap out, and then I'll be clean. No! Your real self is already clean. Your real self is vibrational light. You are made of the light, therefore you are the light. You came here to experience reclaiming that knowing while inside your body, while inside this patriarchal castle. You came here to prove that, honestly, if there's something I really, really want to do, and I let myself love it, and I let myself off of the hooks of thou shalt, whether that's social or religious, I can actually do that and have that thing I want. You came here to be free, or at least I know I did. I came here to learn how to be free. And so I came in as a Capricorn. Capricorns want teachers. Capricorns, we love to follow other people. It's ridiculous. We're the teachers. I mean, everybody's a teacher, okay? But I'm just talking about the way that we are oriented is let me work my butt off. That's a Capricorn thing. Let me be super mega responsible. That's another Capricorn thing. And let me follow the rules. I'm good at following rules. I'm really good at following rules. The rules will mess you up. If you never go against the rules, if you never question them, if you never see if they're the right rules for you at this time in your life, you are messed up. You are unbalanced. You are in the masculine only. And when you have the masculine only, it's going to become the toxic masculine. When you have the feminine only, it's going to become the toxic feminine. You need the balance. Right now, all we've got is toxic masculine everywhere. I mean, good God. It's horrifying. It hurts. It breaks your damn heart. It makes you ask some really deep questions like, why the hell am I here? What am I here to do? Is there anything I can do? Is there anything that I can be? And the answer to all that is, you are the light of the freaking world. And that means energetically. It's physics. It's you. You are created of energy. How do you tap into your energy? It's your emotions. It's your intuition. It's how it feels in your body when you feel angry. I know it's anger. How do you know? I just know. You know it because you feel it as a sensation. Sit with the sensation. Don't fight it. Don't judge it. Just sit with it. Breathe. Soften. Just a little. Not a lot. Just a little. Just a little. And watch what you do next be so different from what you would have done 3 hours ago, 3 minutes ago. Watch. Watch how that rewires your brain. Literally. Because that's what happened to me. 4 years ago, deep, deep, deep depression. Started following that, like bring in some light, bring in some better feeling thoughts to mingle with the darkness, not to push it out. I mean, not for me to push it out, just bring in a little bit of light here, a little bit of relief. And over a period of 5 days, I had healed 4 decades of depression in over 5 days. I know what energy does. I know. And yet I still find that we're on a never-ending journey. Talk about the never-ending story. We're on a never-ending journey into the awareness and the awakening of who we are. It is amazing, Red. Thank you for that. I still and always will, until I don't need to, if that's even a day that comes. And I don't care if it is or isn't. I don't care. What I care, I'm just still going to do every day. How do I feel? And if I feel like crap, I'm doing something different with it. I need some damn relief. I'm sitting here working for my consulting position today, and it was driving me absolutely crazy. And it was making me so bored. I was just like, I'm going to freaking die. I'm going to die. They're going to find me at my desk dead. Like and I went, Lori, tap, 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 Lori. I'm like, yeah, you're right. This is crap. So I got up and I went to UDF. I got a coffee and a couple of donuts and talked to some people and gave myself some breathing room. And on the way to UDF, I talked to myself. And I let it all, right? I know, Paragon. It is. It's freaking exhausting. And I went, okay. I said, look, I hate this shit. I'm gonna just tell you exactly what I said. I hate this shit. I know. I'm not gonna quit it because I need the money, and it's good money, and I'm finally making good money for the first time in my life. So like, I'm not leaving until this thing is over, and yet so why? So what's your problem, Lori? Why are you all pissed off and upset? Well, I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I'm not working that much on it because I don't need to, because my boss is lagging so far behind that there's really almost nothing left for me to do but wait for her. And so they're paying me for waiting, and I feel guilty, but it's not my fault. It's not my doing. I am just that good. I'm that far ahead. I'm always meeting with her and saying, what else do you need? She's always going, nothing. Okay. You want to keep paying me for this? I'm down. I feel guilty, but I know that honestly, what I've brought them is so much expertise. I'm saving them so much money because I'm working on all these documents that they're going to have looked at by government officials. And if I weren't on the case, oh my God, they'd end up sued off their ass. So that's also true. So right in the same place, I feel guilty, and I'm saving them a ton of money and trouble. They're both in the same space. I cannot tell you that I don't still feel guilty. I do. But if I push against it, it's gonna stick around. So I need to keep bringing in stuff that actually makes sense to me, that I'm not gonna fight, that is different in quality from this. I am saving them so much trouble, financial trouble, legal trouble. I'm saving them probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. Oh, that helps a little. It doesn't get rid of the guilt. It brings it down by 10 or 20%. And that's what we want. We want forward movement. Oh, God, Red, that made my day. Thank you very much, sweetheart. You're making this so clear. I love it. Um, we're not looking for this this ideology of I'm completely healed, now I'm perfect and I have the money and the love of my life and great sex and great food and security, and I can now live without any discomfort for the rest of my days. It sounds really good to me. Sign me the hell up. Only problem, it doesn't exist. We've been sold a bill of goods. Absolute bill of goods. Every time we tell ourselves, I'm going for that I'm done, I'm good, I'm there, you fell into the trap. You fell into the patriarchal loop. What you want is the ability to change the nature of the quality of your life any freaking time you want to. That's what you want. Because not only do you then shift the quality of your life in that moment and you actually feel better, you can access your prefrontal cortex because you're not panicked. Suddenly, you've expanded your energies. You are now attracting better energies. You're attracting more intuition. You're getting more epiphanies. You're getting great ideas. Things are starting to come to you, and you're not saying no out of fear. You're saying, maybe, let's look at that. It's a whole different game. Whole different life. And you deserve that kind of life. Because, I'm sorry, we're in bodies. There's going to be stuff that's just horrible. There are going to be people that leave us by going off of the planet. People we love. People that give us our sense of security. That's going to happen. Or it'll be us. Or we'll have an illness. Or like today for me, the thing that completely freaked me out for about 3 hours was I may have to have surgery on my bones in my mouth. No, thank you. But, okay. Okay, I can't meet it with this because this just makes me feel so tight in my gut that I can't. It's not that we're wrong to feel bad about stuff. You are absolutely 100% right to feel whatever the hell you feel. You know what, Paragon? Actually, there's a tooth up in here. The chip tooth is here, and that can be fixed, no problem. Not surgery, just the usual nightmare of having to have yourself numbed up. No, there's been a tooth back here, and I've been feeling like there's a weakness. I've been so tuned into this for like a year, and I did not get proactive about doing the healing work, but I'm going to do that now. To see if I can avoid periodontal surgery, because apparently the bone has become weakened as a result of untreated diabetes, which was the case until 2 years ago. I had a terrible doctor who said, "Oh, you're on the border of diabetes. What do they call that? You're borderline diabetic." And but that's okay, it won't be. And I'm sitting there like a dumbass going, oh, I'm not going to be diabetic. I mean, I said it out loud. I said, that's not going to happen. And she's like, yeah, you don't have to worry. We won't worry about that. Well, guess what? 2 years ago, I get a freaking call 11 o'clock at night from the hospital. Pre-diabetic. Thank you, Red. Yeah, I get a call from the hospital. You know that blood test that you took because you're feeling a little off? Well, we just got the results, and I'm just wondering if maybe you could come into the hospital tonight would be good, or tomorrow first thing in the morning. Could you maybe? Yeah, I'm sorry, but you might have diabetes. Why are you begging me? You should be sending a damn something to pick me up, because my blood sugar was at 833. Or was it 866? It was ridiculous. Normal blood sugars are like 90. 833. Could you please? I'm freaking lucky I didn't stroke out on the drive there. I went, well, yeah, I'm going to come right now. I mean, when the hell does a freaking hospital call you? Would you come in? Goddamn, yeah, I'm coming in. Wait till tomorrow. Seriously, you think I'll get any goddamn sleep? No, I'm coming in. I come in, they go, your sugars are at 833. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. What are you freaking talking about? They're like, oh, normals are at 90. And I went, what does this mean? You've got diabetes. Great. Your A1C is 13. I don't know what that means. Normal A1C, 4.9. I'm like, Jesus God. In the hospital for 2 days, they're putting me on insulin. Thank God it's diabetes type 2, which means you don't have to give yourself a mother frickin' shot every single time you eat. Thank you. I'm now a model. I mean, from the time I found out about it, I became a model of obedience to like making sure that my sugars are good. It doesn't mean I never eat sugar. But anyway, I have discovered how to really treat my body well. Oh, damn. Abigail, that's pretty high on the 169 side, no? So anyway, these teeth, apparently bone loss like that, loss of bone density and stuff, directly related to untreated diabetes. If I had it in me, I would sue the hell out of that bitch who was my doctor beforehand, who went, oh, you don't worry about it. I neither have the money nor the sort of impulse to do that. I'd rather move forward. But I'm certainly not amused, right? Totally not amused by what she did. We have the ability to heal ourselves. I have a friend named Lori who does healing for work with other people, and there was one woman she knew who had cancer in her arm, and Lori was doing some healing with her and was holding her hand, and suddenly Lori got this huge jolt of energy that went down her arm, and she was like, oh my God. And it turns out the woman that she was working with felt the jolt go up her arm. And the next time she went to the doctor, she was healed. You've heard these stories. You've heard these stories throughout the years. You've read them. You've heard about them. You've heard of Norman Cousins, perhaps, who was the doctor who was in the hospital, told that he was going to pass, told there's nothing more we can do for you. He asked somebody to bring in a whole bunch of Marx Brothers funny movies and laughed himself back to health. There's something here, and the something is feminine, the something is lighter, the something is humor, the something is compassion, the something is care, the something is softening. We've got to stop beating the crap out of ourselves with this patriarchal bullshit. And we're not going to do it overnight, because we didn't get this overnight, and we didn't get it in a way that we automatically see it. We've been trained not to see it. So take one of these and work with it. Start to just notice. You're not going to become the best in the class today. But my God, you may find out that you're in the class. And that's really powerful. Patriarchy doesn't want you in that class. They want you locked in the tower. They don't want you going to class. No. Oh my God, they might learn that we don't really have any power. We just have control. They have the power. I have the power. Really? But you always told me I didn't. I know, because we didn't want you to know. Oh. How do I use it? Well, we're not going to tell you. Then I'll tell myself. So, any thought that you have that either makes you feel weakened, you are in class, baby, and I am grateful that you are. It's nice to have you sitting next to me. It's a beautiful thing. Anything that makes you feel disempowered, anything that you think, okay, we're going from the inside out here. Anything that you think that is you putting you down, anything you think that makes you feel punished, blamed, shamed, choose one. You don't have to choose them all. Anything that you hear or feel or sense within yourself that smacks of any of those, become aware. This is not stuff that came up because of your traumas, your issues. This is the tricky part of the patriarchal castle. The rule is blame yourself. One of the major rules is it's all your fault. So now, with that in mind, now you feel something, and rather than go, Paragon, I desperately love you. Oh my God. It was like partially a tooth and partially testicles, right? I mean, it was a very strange looking thing. I hear you laughing over there, Paragon. That's funny. That was really funny. I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Where was I? Anything that makes you feel, oh, it was about the patriarchy tells you that that you're flawed, everything is your fault. Okay? And so because we have that as a set point that we never question, then we're taught, well, if you have this bad pattern that you keep doing and you don't want to do it, the reason you keep doing it is because it's your fault. It must be something from your past that you have to fix. Sound familiar? What is that doing actually vibrationally? Is it's you beating up on you. Subtle, right? It's really subtle, but it's really freaking true. And that is really pulling back the rug on what the patriarchy is actually doing within you. The more you can become aware of these patterns that are running you, that honest to God have nothing to do with you. They have nothing to do with your trauma. Do we have trauma? Yes. Do we have issues? Yes. But we're never going to get to the healing of them as long as we think that everything is our fault and that we have to push against it. You've just guaranteed it'll stick around forever, and you'll make a lot of therapists a lot of money. I don't have a problem with therapists. I have one myself. She's all about the nervous system, so it's a different kind of therapy than I used to have, but I'm just saying, if you want to get on with it, if you want to stop your allegiance to suffering, this is one way to start to open that tower door, that creaky thing, and go, wait a second, hold on a minute. There isn't even a guard in front of this door. Wow. You mean all I have to do is kind of chill the F out? Really? All I have to do is kind of soften to myself just a little bit and then dare to notice what's happening inside of me? Let it matter? I'm allowed to feel bad. I'm allowed to matter. Are you kidding? I am not kidding you. All it would take for this world to change literally tomorrow, this is according to a physicist, Greg Braden, is 8-point-something% of all of us, just 8-point-something% of the billions of us, waking up and going, oh, all of those rules, that's all bullshit. That's all it would take, 8-point-something%. I think it was 3 or 5. Isn't that a reassuringly small number? It's still a hell of a lot of people, but what a reassuringly small percentage. Oh, is that good, Terry? Is that good, Terry? Because 99 sounds low. What's up? Maybe that should be okay. 99 should be okay. Mine tends to be the 117 over 90 or something. 121 over 90. Which is, thank God. Thank goodness for that. What is it that you are practicing that echoes the idea that you are limited? Because, son of a bitch, you're not. You are endless, limitless possibilities. You are made of the energy that creates worlds. When I think of that literally, all I can feel is the chasm between how my body, my nervous system, my being perceives me and what is actually the truth of that statement. I am made of the energy that creates worlds. And I'm over here going, I think I'll worry about money. What? Really? So there's something there that has to be shifted. I can go straight into that thing we've all learned to do so well, which is like, oh, I'm a screw up. I don't know how to do this. I'll never figure it out. This is too big for me. I can't. That's easy to go into. Recognize that too. That diminishes you. That makes you small. That puts you into fight or flight. Well, shoot, where's the thing that takes me out of fight or flight? Softening to yourself. Caring about yourself, making yourself matter for a few minutes. If you can't do more than that, you've got to build up your muscle. You got to build your emotional muscle, guys. This is not take a pill and suddenly you got muscles. You know what I mean? This is. Fortunately, the practicing of this feels good. It'll also feel really strange. At first, you'll be like, what the hell? Is this really going to work? Just remember, anything that keeps you feeling small, limited, shamed, it's more than likely, it's the patriarchal castle rules that have been internalized, as we have all internalized. And the way out is the softening, the opening, the path of least resistance, the art of allowing our life to happen, more than trying to wrestle our lives to the ground and kill them and make them do what we want them to do. Because I don't know about you all, but I spent decades trying to wrestle my life to the ground and put it into a shape that would make me feel better. And instead I ended up broke and homeless in my 50s. This is not where you generally want to end up in your 50s, okay? But I'm a living testament to when you start walking into the art of allowing, when you start walking into I matter, when you start walking into I can shift, and that can change the options and the things that come into my life and how I live and how I feel, and oh my God, I matter. You can change the nature of your life. You are not doomed because, oh, that's just me. And it takes repetition for us to get to this stuff. Is that hitting for you, Paragon? We think our emotions instead of feel them. We name our emotions instead of experience them and move through them. And what we need is to move through them. I know it's hard. I deal with it too. I've been just as programmed as you have. Oh, let me see what's wrong. Oh, I forgot, right? It's not about that. Let me just sit with how it feels. Oh, there's such tightness in my gut, upper gut. And then I'll see, because this is the way my mind operates, it's the way my consciousness and my being has developed into over the years. I'll also see images. Like tight steel strands. And maybe I'll go up to them and I'll sit down next to them and I'll say, I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to shame you or make you wrong. I'm just going to sit with you. Is that okay if I just sit with you? And I'm doing this real time with you. This is really happening. And they're surprised. It's surprised. That cable, that internal cable is really surprised. But yeah, sit down. I've already shifted the nature of this experience. I'm no longer blaming myself. I'm no longer trying to get some specific place. I'm changing the nature of my experience. And it just went from being cable to being rope. How much am I doing? I'm paying attention. I'm sitting, I'm receiving, I'm allowing. That's the work that has to be done. That's hard enough. The rest of it takes care of itself. That stuff is hard because we've been taught that all the rest of the other stuff is what matters. Oh, push yourself and drive yourself and kill yourself and... No, my friends. No. Just try it, be with yourself, be kind to yourself, or if meditation's your thing, do that. It's about being the womb for your own experience. Receive, nurture, you. Everything they told you not to do. That's what we have to do for ourselves. And when we don't know how, which is, a lot, that's what we have communities like this for. Like, I hope that if you have problems with that kind of thing, you will come back here and you will say, hold me, help me birth myself out of this space of confusion. Help me birth myself out of this feeling stuck in whatever I'm feeling. This picture reminds me of that amazing movie Hamnet. If you haven't seen the movie Hamnet, see the movie Hamnet. Oh, absolutely. Sounds are fantastic. Sounds are absolutely fantastic. It honestly does not matter what you mean the card. What of sound? Oh, it was the four of it was the four of swords. It was the four of swords. Yeah. Yeah. What do we need to remember during this really stressful, effed up time? What do we need? What will support us? I love the tarot cards. The wheel is turning. What we're seeing on the outside is not a stuckness, and it is not entropy. Entropy being that thing where you start at one point and you just sort of cycle down into like nothingness. That's not what's happening. The wheel is turning. In order for the wheel to turn, the stuff that held the wheel in place has to crack and break, and it makes a big mess. But the wheel's turning. It's very challenging to believe that when everything we see looks like such absolute trash. But I want you to do what I did when I went homeless and was living in a friend's room in his house and was taking a bus to a job that was 20 hours a week that I didn't like, but it was money. And I was looking around me all the time for where is the beauty? Where is something I can appreciate? Where is something that shows that there's still good in life? And there were people that I met who were amazing. There were things I was able to do that were kindnesses that made me feel like myself in the midst of feeling like, who the hell is this woman who just went homeless? This woman who feels so ashamed. But look, she's still able to bring this forward for somebody else. She's able to hold somebody else in their pain and help them move forward. Oh my God. That is the definition of self-confidence. You are building confidence in your ability to be the leader of your emotions, not the one who kicks them out. No. The King of Cups is the balanced feminine and masculine. The feminine is breathing full. She's full-breasted. She's magnificent. And the masculine is her protector, nurturer, and partner. And with that, you start moving forward at a good clip. You move forward at a clip. And be aware, your emotions are not always going to be whoopee. That doesn't make them bad. It makes them rich. And if we can find the courage, and it does take courage, to sit down with one of those feelings that's not so damn yummy and breathe into it and feel it. Not think about it, feel it. Where is it in your body? What does it feel like? Tight, loose, sharp, dull? Do you have any images? Do you see any colors in your mind? Do you get any words? Let yourself off the hook of there's a right way to do this. There is not. The only rightness in this is, are you allowing? The only rightness is the art of allowing you. That's it. How do you feel? How does it make you feel? And are you willing to feel a little bit better, a little bit of relief? And if you stay that small, if you can get to that to start with, because your mind is probably going, yeah, that ain't enough. That's not going to do much for me. Understandable. that your mind would say that. Your mind is built, your brain is built to tell you all of the limitations in order to keep you safe. Oh, thank you, Red, honey. But your brain is not your full reality. And all of those ideas you've ever had and the inspirations, they're not in your brain. They do not start in your brain. They're energetics. Right? They're energetics. And then your brain can translate them. Cool partnership. Hey, I've got some really cool feminine shit for you. Yes, I had this great idea. Oh, well, what if we took this stuff from that happened before and marry it with it? Oh, that's good. Let's go do that together. Now you are balanced. Now you have the intellect and the emotion. Now you have the masculine and the feminine. Now you are cooking with gas. But you have to make it realistic. You have to make it real for you. Stop living on the crumbs of, I understand it, therefore I feel better. That may be true. And that's a good thing. But unless you are making it real for you, unless you are going, okay, so the feeling better, where do I feel that? And do I understand that the feeling better is not just a momentary thing that, oh, well, it came, it passed. It's actually something that if I focus on it, it increases. It starts a different set point. It starts to rewire my brain. If I understand that, then I am in. Count me the hell in. So you may have to do some research on this stuff. You may have to do some research and go, is this lady insane or is she speaking truth? How can I understand this for myself? I would like to. It sounds pretty good. Let me figure out how to do this. Or I'm not in alignment with that and I want to be in alignment. What's stopping me? Don't go into, oh, it must be my trauma. Don't do it. Understand, first and foremost, before all of the labels, before all of the patriarchal garbage, it just feels like something inside you. And you can soften to that. And you can change just by softening. Whether it takes a better feeling thought, or taking a breath, or letting your muscles relax because you're suddenly aware that they're like this, you go, oh, okay, that gave me a little bit of relief. That's good. You're going for forward movement. You're not going for all done, because you'll never be done. But you're going to be freaking great. Okay? You are freaking great. And you're only going to discover it by allowing, by softening, by changing the experience of you to you. And this will take a little while, but what a great pursuit. Because every time you win, you've just experienced a healing. Every time you have another lovely experience, you have leveled up energetically. The great Saint Amachi says, every time you meditate, no matter for how long, you've risen. I'll take it. And now that I've experienced it with my healing from the depression, I know it. And I didn't only use it then. I've used it for the last 4 years for everyday stuff. And the quality of my life is completely different and always changing. And I'm always up against the next thing that I am learning to soften to, dance with differently, have a different relationship to. And so I'm always curious and I'm always learning. And sometimes I'm frustrated and sometimes I'm grief-stricken and sometimes I'm stuck. But I now know that I'm not really stuck. I have gotten past the patriarchal guard that says, you can't do it. Oh, yes, I can. There may be certain things that I don't quite know how to use that power, but now I understand what the power is and I understand how to use it. It's a whole different game. Thanks for the heart puff. All right, we've been together for an hour and 44. Anna Marie, my love, how are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see your face. Well, not your face, but your name. Good. I'm glad. I've had a very emotionally turbulent afternoon, and I'm going to take myself out for dinner. I'm going to check my bank account, and then I'm going to take myself out for dinner because I need to. I'm practicing. I'm practicing being kind. I'm practicing what really relaxing feels like. I mean, when you've been homeless, you learn to be on alert without fail. Right? Thanks, Paragon. I'm learning. I'm learning, Anna Marie. I'm learning. Yeah. I'm just so used to being strategic about, okay, so I'm going to go take some time off, but maybe I can take this with me, and then I can still be working a little bit and moving forward. Oh, Jesus, God. Still doesn't feel as yummy as I want to feel. I want to be in love with myself. This is my new goal, is to feel love for myself. God, yes. We're all used to fight or flight. You are in very good company, Anna Marie. Mm-hmm. And so feeling it instead of labeling it and fighting it is a whole new game I'm playing, really, just in the last couple of weeks, I think. And there's been a lot of grief along with it. It's funny. When you let go of being a certain way and you start practicing another way, you've let go of a certain kind of you. So there's grief involved in it. And then that becomes more grist for the mill. That becomes more, where do I feel that? And how can I be kind around that? And I'm like, oh my God. It's just not the same game as let me figure out what is wrong with me and then try to fix me because I am horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's only ever baby steps. And for somebody who's a speed freak like me, let me tell you, that's a big learning. So good for you, Anna Marie, being reflective of taking baby steps. Because in my teaching, there's nothing we can let go of. You can't, you can't try to not try. I mean, it makes makes my head explode. I'm going to try to not try. Yeah, I can't do that. But instead of saying what doesn't serve me, and once I know it, I know it. I don't have to keep going over it again and again. If instead I'm like, what does serve me? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, figure it out. Maybe there's something you'd like to do instead of something you think you're supposed to do. Really? I can just do something I like to do? Mm-hmm. But I don't know what it is. Well, then I guess you better start exploring. But it feels weird. You betcha. It'll get less weird. Oh, coolness, Anna Marie. I love that. I've never played pickleball, but it looks like so much fun. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to dinner. Have a wonderful evening. I'm back tomorrow at 5. I love you all. We're in this together. And love and moxie to all of you. We've got this. We are all that. Bye. Thank you, Anna Marie.